You've probably heard of the terms alpha and beta, but there's another personality type that often goes unnoticed, the Sigma female. She's not interested in being the loudest in the room or seeking attention. Instead, her strength comes from within. She doesn't follow the crowd, and she certainly doesn't need validation to know her worth. But here's the thing. Being a Sigma female isn't about being a loner or rejecting others. It's about embracing your unique power and quiet confidence. It's about living life on your own terms, unshaken by outside opinions. And in this video, we're going to uncover 10 signs that you might just be a Sigma female and what makes her stand apart from the rest. Now let's take a moment. Could this be you? Do you recognize these traits in yourself, or maybe in someone you admire? As we walk through each trait, you'll get a clearer picture of how a Sigma female operates, thinks, and navigates the world. These traits are not just personality quirks, they're rooted in deep, powerful Stoic principles that give her the strength and resilience to thrive. So, before we jump into the 10 signs, I'd love for you to hit that like button if you're ready to unlock the secrets of the Sigma female mindset. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos on topics like this. And if you know someone who embodies these qualities, be sure to share this with them. I'd also love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you recognize any of these traits in yourself? Now let's get started and explore these 10 signs that define the rare power of a Sigma female. Sign number 1, independence and self-reliance. One of the most defining traits of a Sigma female is her independence. And I'm not just talking about the ability to take care of herself in practical ways, but on a much deeper level. A Sigma female thrives without external validation. She doesn't need anyone else to define her worth, nor does she wait for approval to take action. Her confidence comes from within, and it's rooted in self-reliance. You know that feeling when you're standing at a crossroads, uncertain about which path to take. Most people turn to others for advice, family, friends, colleagues, or even strangers on the internet. They might share their thoughts, offer their opinions, and you might find yourself weighing them all. But the Sigma female, she doesn't need any of that. She listens to herself. She trusts her own instincts, her own judgment. She makes decisions based on what feels right for her, even if it means walking a path less traveled. Take a moment and think about someone who has made a bold life decision, like leaving a stable job to pursue something entirely different, or choosing to move across the country to start fresh. It's not always easy, and it certainly isn't the most popular choice, but the Sigma female has the strength to go for it. She doesn't wait for permission or validation from anyone else. She trusts herself. She has the courage to step away from the safety of the crowd and make her own way, regardless of how uncertain things might be. This independence doesn't mean she rejects help. It simply means she doesn't depend on others for her sense of self. She's comfortable standing alone because she knows who she is and what she values. She doesn't need to lean on others to feel worthy or confident. It's a quiet strength that comes from deep self-awareness. This trait resonates deeply with Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches us that true freedom comes from within, not from outside influences. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, reminds us that we have control over one thing in this world: our thoughts. We can control how we respond to situations, how we react to life's challenges, and most importantly, how we define ourselves. A Sigma female embodies this principle. She makes decisions that align with her values, even when they're hard, and even when others might not understand. She trusts her inner voice above all else. Standing alone isn't easy. It can feel isolating. Society encourages us to seek approval, to follow trends, and to fit in. But a Sigma female knows that true strength comes from standing apart when necessary. She's not afraid of solitude because she's never really alone. She's in touch with herself. She knows her strengths, her weaknesses, and she accepts both. She's emotionally strong and doesn't depend on others to affirm her existence. That's the power of independence, of self-reliance. And yet this independence doesn't come without its challenges. It takes courage to walk your own path when others might try to sway you. It's not always easy to stay true to yourself when the world wants to pull you in different directions. But this is where a Sigma female's strength shines. She might experience moments of doubt, but she keeps moving forward. She chooses to trust her own judgment over the noise around her. This decision to trust herself, no matter what, is what allows her to thrive. When she enters a room, she's not scanning the room to see who's watching or who's impressed. She walks in confidently, knowing that her worth is not determined by others. She stands firm, unshaken by the need to impress. This self-reliance isn't about rejecting support, it's about choosing to rely on her own strength and knowing that if she falls, she'll rise again on her own terms. It's powerful to make decisions from a place of self-trust. It's empowering to know that no matter the obstacles she faces, a Sigma female is fully equipped to handle them. That's the essence of independence, living life on her own terms, not swayed by the opinions or expectations of others. Now let's explore the second key trait of a Sigma female. Sign number 2. Quiet confidence over loud assertiveness. One of the most striking traits of a Sigma female is her quiet confidence. Unlike those who feel the need to constantly assert themselves or seek attention, a Sigma female commands respect simply through her presence and actions. She doesn't need to shout about her accomplishments or dominate the conversation to be noticed. In fact, it's quite the opposite. She knows who she is, and that silent self-assurance speaks volumes without a single word. Picture this. You're in a room full of people, and tensions are high. People are arguing, voices are raised, and the atmosphere is thick with conflict. While others may escalate the situation, a Sigma female steps in, calm and composed. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't try to overpower anyone. Instead, she listens, processes the information, and speaks only when it's necessary. Her words are few but impactful. She might offer a suggestion, ask a question, or simply provide a calm perspective that shifts the mood. Without needing to assert herself, she diffuses the situation and brings a sense of peace. That's quiet confidence in action. This is exactly the kind of strength we see in Stoic philosophy. One of the central tenets of Stoicism is emotional control. Understanding that our external circumstances don't define us, and it's our reaction to them that matters most. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, taught that we should aim to be unmoved by external noise, to remain steady no matter the chaos around us. A Sigma female embodies this principle. She doesn't react impulsively or let her emotions dictate her actions. Instead, she remains composed, thinking before speaking or acting. Her ability to stay calm under pressure and avoid unnecessary confrontation is a true demonstration of inner strength. Think about it. There's something incredibly powerful about a person who can remain calm in the face of conflict, someone who doesn't need to raise their voice to be heard. The Sigma female's quiet confidence is magnetic. People respect her because she's reliable, composed, and grounded. She doesn't try to prove her worth. Her mere presence conveys it. Her ability to maintain this self-assurance, no matter the situation, is both inspiring and empowering. It shows us that confidence doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it's the quiet strength that leaves the greatest impression. As the saying goes, still waters run deep. Sigma females are the embodiment of this idea. Their quiet demeanor often conceals a powerful inner world of self-assurance, intelligence, and clarity. The beauty of this trait is that it doesn't require external validation. A Sigma female doesn't seek approval, nor does she feel the need to convince others of her worth. Her confidence doesn't come from what others think of her. It comes from knowing who she is, what she stands for, and what she's capable of. Her strength lies in her ability to be herself, unbothered by outside influences and secure in her own skin. This is the type of confidence that cannot be shaken, no matter the challenges she faces. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that confidence has to be loud and flashy, that we need to be assertive and dominant to be taken seriously. But the Sigma female shows us that true confidence doesn't need to be broadcasted. It doesn't need to be shouted from the rooftops. It simply needs to be felt through actions, through demeanor, and through how she carries herself in the world. So what can we take away from this? It's a reminder that confidence doesn't need to be loud to be effective. In fact, the quietest ones often have the most profound impact. The next time you face a tense situation, consider channeling this quiet strength. There's a power in keeping your calm and letting your actions do the talking. Let's move on to another intriguing aspect of the Sigma female. Sign number 3, selective social circle. A Sigma female doesn't need to surround herself with a crowd to feel fulfilled. In fact, one of the defining traits of a Sigma female is her selective social circle. She values quality over quantity when it comes to relationships. While others might feel the need to be constantly surrounded by people or belong to a large social group, a Sigma female prefers to keep her inner circle small but meaningful. This doesn't mean she's antisocial. Quite the opposite. A Sigma female is capable of forming deep, authentic connections with those she chooses to let into her life, but she's discerning about who she spends her time with. She doesn't give her energy away freely to just anyone. Instead, she invests in relationships that are genuine, trustworthy, and aligned with her values. Think about it. How often do you see people filling their social calendars with endless events, trying to please everyone and constantly looking for approval from others? It can seem like a never-ending cycle of social obligations and superficial interactions. But a Sigma female? She's different. She's not interested in filling her time with meaningless small talk or playing social games. Instead, she chooses a few loyal friends who truly understand her and add value to her life. Her friendships are based on mutual respect, trust, and a deep emotional connection. For example, imagine someone who could easily be part of a large group of friends, but instead chooses to spend their time with just a few people who really get them. These are people she can have meaningful conversations with, people who offer genuine support and encouragement. She doesn't need to be surrounded by a sea of faces to feel secure or validated. She knows that true companionship doesn't come from numbers. It comes from connection. This mindset is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which teaches that we should focus on what truly matters and avoid distractions that take us away from our core values. Epictetus, one of the Stoic philosophers, believed that we should choose our relationships wisely, surrounding ourselves with people who inspire us, challenge us, and support our personal growth. A Sigma female embodies this principle. She doesn't waste time on shallow relationships or try to please everyone. She knows that spending time with people who don't align with her values is just another form of distraction. And distractions, according to Stoicism, prevent us from living a focused and meaningful life. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that we need to have a large circle of friends or followers to feel validated. Social media, for example, often promotes the idea that more followers equals more worth. But the Sigma female understands that true connection is about depth, not numbers. She values authentic relationships where mutual respect and understanding are at the core. She doesn't need to impress anyone with her popularity. Her strength comes from knowing that the people she surrounds herself with are the ones who truly matter. And here's the thing, being selective doesn't mean she's lonely. In fact, it's quite the opposite. She's not lonely, she's selective. She understands that it's far better to have a few loyal friends who truly know and support her than to have a large group of acquaintances who don't really add value to her life. Her inner circle might be small, but it's solid, and that's all she needs to thrive. This approach to relationships not only brings emotional fulfillment, but also aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on the things we can control: our thoughts, actions, and the people we choose to bring into our lives. A Sigma female doesn't let society's expectations dictate her social life. She's intentional about her connections, ensuring that those around her are people who contribute positively to her growth and well-being. This brings us to the fourth defining trait of a Sigma female. Sign number 4, deep thinker and problem solver. One of the most powerful traits of a Sigma female is her ability to think deeply and solve problems effectively. While some people rush to react to a situation, the Sigma female takes a step back. She processes, reflects, and approaches challenges with calm logic and clear-headed thinking. This is what makes her not just a good problem solver, but an exceptional one. Sigma females are introspective. They don't just look at the surface of a problem. They dig deep to understand it from every angle. They're not swayed by initial reactions or the chaos of the moment. Instead, they take the time to analyze the situation, weigh their options, and consider the long-term effects of their decisions. This allows them to approach challenges with a level of clarity that most people might miss in their rush to solve problems. For instance, think about a situation at work where you're faced with a tough decision, a project deadline that's looming, a client who is dissatisfied, or a problem that seems to have no immediate solution. While some might panic or react impulsively, a Sigma female stays calm. She looks at the bigger picture, breaks down the problem step by step, and finds a way to resolve it, even if the solution requires some creative thinking. She doesn't just tackle the problem head-on, she navigates it with precision, carefully weighing the pros and cons of each option. This ability to think critically and make sound decisions is what sets Sigma females apart in both their professional and personal lives. Whether it's finding a new career path, fixing a broken relationship, or managing a difficult situation, they trust in their capacity to handle it. This mindset helps them rise above chaos and find clarity in the most stressful of circumstances. This approach mirrors Stoic philosophy, particularly the Stoic emphasis on rational thinking and reflection. Stoics believe that we are in control of how we respond to life's challenges, and that we must exercise reason in everything we do. They teach that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but how we perceive them. A Sigma female embodies this principle fully. She uses her rational mind to evaluate situations, choosing the most logical and effective course of action. She doesn't let emotions cloud her judgment. Instead, she steps back, reflects, and then acts with clear intention. Imagine you're faced with a personal challenge, maybe a difficult relationship or a life change that feels overwhelming. Rather than reacting emotionally or letting fear dictate your choices, a Sigma female takes time to reflect. She evaluates her feelings, identifies the root of the problem, and formulates a plan that moves her forward. She might even see the challenge as an opportunity for growth rather than a setback. This ability to rise above external chaos and find clarity is empowering. It's a quiet strength that allows Sigma females to navigate through the most complicated situations with grace and confidence. This is exactly what Stoicism teaches, that through reflection we can find peace and clarity, no matter the circumstances around us. For a Sigma female, problems are not obstacles to be feared, but opportunities to apply wisdom and achieve growth. This problem-solving ability isn't just about logic, it's also about creativity. Sigma females don't just find traditional solutions, they think outside the box. When a problem arises, they explore different angles, look for alternative approaches, and aren't afraid to experiment with new ideas. This makes them incredibly resourceful and adaptable in the face of challenges. It's a mindset that allows Sigma females to thrive in even the most challenging environments. Whether it's a difficult decision at work, a personal setback, or a tough life situation, They don't let the pressure get to them. Instead, they use their deep thinking and introspective nature to find a way forward. Now let's move on to the fifth key trait of a Sigma female. Sign number 5. Unshaken by criticism or praise. One of the most admirable traits of a Sigma female is her ability to remain completely unaffected by the opinions of others. Whether it's praise or criticism, she stays grounded, maintaining her focus and staying true to herself. She doesn't need others' approval to feel worthy, nor does she let criticism shake her confidence. In a world that's constantly trying to tell us who we should be, a Sigma female knows exactly who she is, and she's not swayed by outside opinions. Imagine a situation where someone receives harsh criticism for a decision they made. Maybe it's a career choice, a personal belief, or even a creative project they've worked hard on. Some people would crumble under the weight of that criticism, internalizing it and letting it shake their self-esteem. Others might bask in the praise, letting it inflate their sense of worth. But a Sigma female, she doesn't let either one affect her sense of self. She acknowledges the feedback, but she doesn't let it define her. For example, let's say she's an entrepreneur who launches a new product. Some people will love it, others will criticize it. While some entrepreneurs might be devastated by negative reviews, the Sigma female stays focused on her values and goals. She knows that not everyone will understand or appreciate what she's doing, and that's okay. She listens to constructive criticism when it's useful, but she doesn't take it personally. She also doesn't get caught up in the hype of praise. She knows that external validation isn't what makes her worthy. Her worth comes from within. This is where the Stoic principle of equanimity comes into play. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control external events, but we can control how we react to them. In the words of Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. A Sigma female embodies this principle by not letting the external world, whether praise or criticism, affect her internal state. Her emotional equilibrium remains steady because she knows that true strength lies in focusing on what is within her control, her own thoughts, decisions, and actions. Think about it. In a world where people are constantly seeking approval and avoiding criticism, the ability to stay indifferent to both is incredibly powerful. A Sigma female knows that her worth is not determined by what others think of her. She isn't afraid to stand apart from the crowd, and she isn't seeking validation for her actions. Whether people praise her or criticize her, she stays focused on her path, knowing that external opinions don't define her. Her self-worth doesn't come from the applause of others, nor does it get diminished by criticism. She doesn't need validation to feel fulfilled. Her confidence is rooted in her own sense of purpose and in her alignment with her values. Her actions are driven by her own beliefs, not by the desire to fit in or please anyone else. This inner strength is what allows her to navigate through life with calm assurance, unaffected by the highs and lows of external feedback. For the Sigma female, it's all about inner control. She knows that the opinions of others are just that, opinions. They don't determine her value or her worth. Her value comes from within, from her understanding of herself, her values, and her purpose. This is the kind of emotional independence that allows her to stay grounded, regardless of the chaos or praise around her. Now, let's move on to the next key trait of a Sigma female. Sign number 6, adaptability and resourcefulness. One of the most remarkable qualities of a Sigma female is her adaptability. No matter what life throws at her, she finds a way to adapt and keep moving forward. She's resourceful, able to navigate through unexpected challenges with calm determination. Whether it's a sudden career shift, an unanticipated personal setback, or a change in her environment, a Sigma female thrives because she knows how to adjust, pivot, and keep her eyes on the bigger picture. Imagine this: you've been in a job for years, and suddenly the company undergoes massive restructuring. Maybe your position is eliminated, or perhaps the company's direction has changed so much that it no longer aligns with your goals. Some people might panic, feel lost, or resist change, but a Sigma female? She takes a step back, assesses the situation, and adapts. She doesn't dwell on what she's lost. Instead, she focuses on what she can control. She looks for new opportunities, considers how her skills can be applied in different ways, and moves forward with confidence. This resourcefulness doesn't just apply to her career, it's a mindset she carries with her through all areas of life. Whether she's dealing with a personal challenge, an unexpected financial setback, or a change in her social circle, she finds a way to make it work. It's not about avoiding challenges, it's about embracing them and figuring out how to turn them into opportunities. The key to her adaptability lies in her mindset. Sigma females don't see change as something to fear. Instead, they embrace it. They know that life is unpredictable and that change is inevitable. And rather than resisting it, they work with it. They understand that growth often comes from the most challenging situations. They don't just survive change, they thrive in it. This is deeply aligned with Stoic philosophy. The Stoics teach that life is full of challenges, and the key to navigating those challenges is not to resist them, but to embrace them with resilience. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, wrote about the importance of embracing life's unpredictability and not allowing external events to disturb our peace. For a Sigma female, change is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to find new ways to move forward. She sees challenges not as obstacles, but as stepping stones to greater strength and wisdom. When faced with adversity, a Sigma female doesn't crumble. Instead, she reflects on her situation, looks for solutions, and moves forward with resourcefulness. She's not afraid to think outside the box and try new approaches. No matter the storm, she finds a way to rise above. For example, think of someone who unexpectedly loses their job, but doesn't let that setback define them. Instead of feeling sorry for themselves, they begin exploring new opportunities, learning new skills, networking, or even starting their own business. This adaptability and resourcefulness are what allow a Sigma female to not only survive difficult situations, but to emerge from them stronger and more capable than before. The beauty of this trait is that it's not about having everything figured out in advance. It's about trusting yourself to handle whatever comes your way. It's about believing that no matter how difficult the situation, you have the strength and resilience to adapt and find a solution. This mindset is incredibly empowering. It reminds us that change is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced as part of the natural flow of life. This ability to adapt and find solutions in the face of adversity is what allows Sigma females to keep moving forward, no matter how turbulent the waters might be. They don't let life's challenges hold them back. They use them as opportunities for growth and transformation. Now, let's explore the next trait that defines a Sigma female. Sign number 7, natural leader without seeking attention. A Sigma female is a natural leader, but not the kind who craves attention or seeks the spotlight. Her leadership is quiet, subtle, and grounded in action rather than words. She leads by example, inspiring those around her not by asserting her authority, but by demonstrating the strength, wisdom, and integrity of her actions. Imagine this. You're in the middle of a crisis at work. Everything's chaotic, people are stressed, and things seem to be falling apart. The usual loud voices might try to take control, making demands or offering quick solutions. But the Sigma female, instead of rushing to assert herself, steps in quietly. She doesn't have to announce her plan or tell everyone what to do. Instead, she calmly assesses the situation, takes a step forward, and begins doing what's needed. Whether it's organizing the team, offering a steadying presence, or solving the problem behind the scenes. Her leadership doesn't involve grand speeches or a need to be praised. She doesn't need to be the center of attention. Instead, she focuses on getting results, helping others, and guiding the team through the crisis with grace. She may not even receive the credit for her actions, and yet she has made the biggest impact. Her leadership is defined by her ability to act decisively and with purpose, not by claiming credit for it. This type of leadership reflects the core principles of Stoic leadership, where leading through actions and virtues takes precedence over titles or recognition. In Stoic philosophy, the true leader is the one who leads with integrity, virtue, and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, emphasized that leadership should be focused on service to others, not personal gain or glory. He believed that leadership is about making a positive impact without needing to be noticed. A Sigma female embodies this philosophy by taking charge when necessary, without fanfare. She doesn't seek attention or praise for her efforts. Her leadership is grounded in the belief that results matter far more than recognition. She leads because it's the right thing to do, not because she wants accolades or admiration. This approach to leadership isn't about being domineering or controlling. It's about empowering others through example, creating a space where those around her feel supported and guided. She doesn't need to assert herself loudly because her presence and actions speak for themselves. People respect her not because of how loudly she voices her opinion, but because of how consistently she demonstrates strength, competence, and compassion. Think about a time when you've been part of a team or a group that needed direction. Maybe there was a moment of uncertainty or confusion. While others might have panicked or tried to grab the spotlight, the Sigma female quietly assessed the situation, offered calm advice, or took charge in a way that didn't draw attention to herself. Instead of seeking acknowledgement, she focused on finding the best solution for the team. Her leadership is impactful precisely because it's subtle. It's about getting things done, supporting others, and leading through virtues like wisdom, patience, and resilience. It's not about being flashy or proving herself to others. It's about quietly guiding those around her towards success, often without needing to say a word. This quality sets the Sigma female apart from other types of leaders. While many leaders might feel the need to be constantly visible or seek validation, the Sigma female understands that true leadership isn't about recognition. It's about results, about empowering others, and about staying true to your values, even in the toughest times. Her leadership style is quiet, but its impact is undeniable. Now, let's move on to the next defining trait of a Sigma female. Sign number 8, strong moral compass and personal values. A Sigma female is deeply rooted in her moral compass. She knows who she is, what she stands for, and isn't afraid to stand by her values, no matter the pressure. Whether it's societal expectations, peer pressure, or even the influence of loved ones, a Sigma female holds firm to what she believes is right. Her integrity is unwavering, and she understands that true strength lies in staying true to herself, even when it's difficult. Imagine this: you're in a situation where everyone around you is making choices that don't align with your values. Maybe it's at work, where the pressure to take shortcuts or compromise on your ethics is overwhelming. Or maybe it's in your personal life, where the people around you are pushing you to follow the crowd, even though you know deep down it's not the right thing to do. In moments like these, a Sigma female stays calm and resolute. She doesn't bend to fit in or take the easy path. She stands her ground, even if it means facing opposition. Take, for example, someone who refuses to compromise their principles at work, despite the pressure to do so. Let's say they're offered a promotion, but it requires them to engage in unethical behavior, like covering up a mistake or misrepresenting information. The world around them might be full of people who would take the promotion without a second thought, but the Sigma female knows that her integrity is more important than any title or material gain. She might turn down the promotion, knowing that it's not aligned with her values. For her, staying true to herself is the ultimate victory, even if it means making a tough decision or walking away from an opportunity. This strength is rooted in the principles of Stoicism, which emphasizes living in accordance with virtue and moral integrity. Stoicism teaches that we can't control the world around us, but we can control how we respond to it. And that includes staying true to our values, no matter the external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most well-known Stoic philosophers, wrote about the importance of ethics and integrity in daily life. He emphasized that we must focus on our own actions and virtues, not the fleeting opinions or external pressures of others. A Sigma female embodies this Stoic belief. She knows that the only thing she can control is how she responds to life's challenges, and she chooses to respond with moral strength. It's not always easy to stay true to your values, especially when the world around you is telling you to do the opposite. There's often a temptation to compromise for the sake of convenience, success, or approval. But a Sigma female knows that compromising on her principles would mean compromising who she is. She understands that true success isn't measured by external achievements, but by the alignment of her actions with her inner values. She knows that staying true to herself is the ultimate victory, no matter the cost. This commitment to integrity and ethics is what gives a Sigma female her quiet strength. It's not about grand gestures or loud proclamations. It's about the small, everyday decisions to do what's right, even when no one is watching. It's about choosing the harder but more virtuous path, even when it's not the popular one. This commitment to living authentically is not just empowering, it's freeing. When you're anchored in your values, you're not swayed by external opinions or the fear of judgment. A Sigma female doesn't seek approval, and she doesn't need to apologize for who she is. She lives with a sense of peace and confidence because she knows that her actions align with her highest self. This brings us to the next key trait that defines a Sigma female. Sign number 9, calm and composed presence. One of the most noticeable traits of a Sigma female is her ability to remain calm and composed, even in the most chaotic or stressful situations. While the world around her may be filled with noise, urgency, and emotional turbulence, she maintains a steady, calm presence. This ability to stay composed doesn't come from suppressing her emotions. It comes from a deep understanding of herself and the world around her. Imagine being in the middle of a heated argument at work. Emotions are running high, voices are raised, and the tension in the room is palpable. In a situation like this, many people might respond by raising their voice, becoming defensive, or joining in the conflict. But a Sigma female, she remains calm, listening intently to all sides and offering her perspective only when necessary. She doesn't react impulsively or let her emotions drive her actions. Instead, she remains composed, which helps diffuse the tension and bring clarity to the situation. Her calm presence becomes a steadying force for everyone involved. Or think about a stressful family situation where everyone is upset and the stakes are high. While others may panic or overreact, the Sigma female stays grounded. She knows that reacting with fear or anger won't solve the problem. Instead, she focuses on the solution, maintaining her inner peace despite the storm around her. Her ability to stay calm is not a sign of indifference, but rather a demonstration of strength. She doesn't let the chaos around her dictate her emotions. Instead, she controls her response, staying focused and composed no matter what's going on in the environment. This composure and ability to remain unshaken is rooted in the principles of Stoicism, which emphasizes the importance of tranquility and inner peace. The Stoics believed that our peace of mind is not dependent on the events happening around us, but rather on how we choose to respond to them. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most well-known Stoic philosophers, spoke often about the importance of maintaining calmness in the face of adversity. He taught that external events are beyond our control, but our reactions to them are entirely within our power. A Sigma female embodies this Stoic belief by choosing to remain calm in the face of chaos. She understands that getting caught up in emotional reactions only adds to the turbulence. Instead, she focuses on what she can control: her thoughts, her actions, and her response. By doing so, she creates a sense of calm that not only helps her navigate difficult situations, but also brings peace to those around her. Her calm presence is a beacon of strength for those around her. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, she provides a sense of stability and reassurance. People naturally turn to her for guidance in tough situations because they know that she will remain steady no matter what. She doesn't need to raise her voice or make a spectacle to be heard. Her quiet strength speaks louder than any words could. This ability to maintain composure is not something that happens by accident. It takes practice, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence. A Sigma female has learned to detach her emotions from the situation at hand, focusing instead on the bigger picture. She knows that losing her temper or getting swept up in the moment won't help solve the problem. It only adds more chaos. So she remains steady, keeping her focus on what truly matters. This is the essence of inner peace, the ability to remain calm and grounded, no matter how chaotic the world around you may be. Her composed presence also serves as a reminder to others that they, too, can choose to respond to life with calmness, no matter how difficult the circumstances. It's a silent leadership quality, one that doesn't require words to inspire those around her. Now let's explore the final trait that truly completes the picture of a Sigma female. Sign number 10. Balancing independence with connection. One of the most beautiful aspects of a Sigma female is her ability to balance independence with meaningful connections. She is fiercely self-reliant and comfortable being on her own, yet she understands the importance of nurturing deep, authentic relationships. The key to this balance lies in her ability to maintain her personal boundaries while also offering support and care to those she values. A Sigma female doesn't feel the need to be constantly surrounded by people or tethered to anyone. She enjoys her own company and values her independence. Whether it's spending a weekend alone to recharge or making a major life decision without relying on others for validation, she is at peace with herself. But that doesn't mean she shuts others out. On the contrary, she fosters relationships that are meaningful, genuine, and based on mutual respect. For instance, imagine a Sigma female who has a close-knit circle of friends. She values these friendships deeply, but also knows that her own well-being depends on having personal space. When a friend goes through a difficult time, the Sigma female is there to offer support, lend an ear, and provide guidance. However, she also maintains clear boundaries. She doesn't lose herself in the process or allow the relationship to become one-sided. She understands that her ability to help others is directly tied to her ability to maintain her own sense of self. This balance is not always easy to achieve. It requires a deep understanding of one's own needs and a willingness to communicate those needs with others. A Sigma female doesn't sacrifice her independence for the sake of others, but she also knows that human connection is vital for growth and fulfillment. She shows us that independence and connection can coexist beautifully, each one enhancing the other. Her relationships are based on mutual respect and understanding, and she is able to give and receive love, support, and care without losing herself in the process. This balance is deeply aligned with Stoic philosophy, which teaches the importance of balancing self-sufficiency with interconnectedness. Stoicism doesn't advocate for complete isolation or emotional detachment. Rather, it encourages us to cultivate inner strength while also embracing the connections that enrich our lives. The Stoics believed in the idea of living in harmony with others, while also maintaining our personal integrity and emotional resilience. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, taught that we should focus on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, and our values, while understanding that our relationships with others are important and should be nurtured. A Sigma female embodies this principle by maintaining her own sense of identity and independence, while also being fully present in her relationships. She knows that true connection doesn't require sacrifice, it requires balance. The beauty of a Sigma female's approach to relationships is that she doesn't need to choose between independence and connection. She can have both. She understands that in order to give love and support to others, she must first take care of herself and honor her own needs. This self-awareness allows her to offer a level of emotional depth and authenticity that makes her relationships both fulfilling and sustainable. She shows us that independence and connection can coexist beautifully. It's about creating space for personal growth while also being there for the people who matter most. It's about having strong personal boundaries, but also knowing when to open your heart and share in the joys and challenges of others. Now that we've covered all 10 traits, let's wrap things up with a powerful takeaway. We've covered a lot today, haven't we? From independence to quiet confidence, from adaptability to leading by example, the Sigma female embodies a powerful set of traits that make her truly unique. These traits don't just define her, they offer a blueprint for anyone looking to live life on their own terms. Let's take a moment to reflect on the 10 key traits that set Sigma females apart. They possess independence and self-reliance, standing firm in their own strength. They exude quiet confidence, where their actions speak louder than words. They're selective about their social circles, surrounding themselves with people who add value to their lives. They're deep thinkers and problem solvers, tackling challenges with calm logic. They remain unshaken by criticism or praise, knowing their worth comes from within. They thrive in any situation with adaptability and resourcefulness, navigating change with ease. They lead naturally, but without seeking attention, always letting their actions speak for themselves. They hold a strong moral compass, staying true to their values no matter the pressure. They maintain a calm and composed presence, providing stability when things get chaotic. And lastly, they balance their independence with meaningful connections, nurturing relationships while maintaining their sense of self. These traits aren't just qualities you either have or don't. They're habits, mindsets, and practices that anyone can embrace. They're all connected to the core principles of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to focus on what we can control, to maintain emotional resilience, and to live with integrity. A Sigma female lives this philosophy every day. She demonstrates that true strength doesn't come from external recognition or validation. It comes from knowing yourself, staying true to your values, and embracing the challenges life throws at you with a calm, focused mind. The Sigma female shows us what's possible when confidence meets quiet strength. She leads with grace, remains unshaken by external noise, and builds meaningful connections without compromising her independence. And the best part? You can embody these traits too. You don't need to change who you are, you just need to tap into the power that already exists within you. Whether it's through embracing your independence, staying true to your values, or cultivating a deeper sense of calm in the face of chaos, you have the ability to develop these qualities and live a life that aligns with your highest self. So which of these traits do you identify with? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you resonate with the Sigma female mindset. And if this video inspired you to embrace your inner Sigma female, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps spread these powerful messages to more people who need to hear them. Remember, you don't need to shout to be heard. Sometimes the most powerful voice is the one that remains calm and composed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.